fucking long we are going to tolerate such nonsense, shambolic nonsense? How long? How long, tell me now? How the fucking long? How fucking long we are going to tolerate such nonsense, shambolic nonsense? How long? How long, tell me now? How the fucking long? How fucking long we are going to tolerate such nonsense,
Welcome to the Casually Chelsea show.
How long? How long?
Welcome to Casually FC.
How the fucking long? How the fucking long?
How long? Welcome to a 0-0 against Fulham at Stamford Bridge. Doesn't matter how much we spend, we are still shite. You want your player to be shite, you bring him to Chelsea Football Club. That's exactly what you need to do. You know what? Enzo, Rui Costa wasn't looking out for your best interest. I'll just tell you, all right? He wanted to send you to a shit club, so he sent you to Chelsea. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. Make sure you're smashing the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification and let us know in the comments what you think about today's horrible performance. But anyways, I am here, Marshalldbdx, accompanied with Oliver, Harry, and Scott. And yeah. Not much to talk about this game. Enzo looked fantastic. And yeah, we still have the same shit players in the same shit positions, still putting on the same shit performances. And yeah, it's now starting to show. Jorghino was not here today's game because he's at Arsenal, and we kind of missed him. It would have been great to have Jorghino next to Enzo, in my opinion. Today's game, it seemed like it needed it because Enzo was kind of by himself. Gallagher was shit. Mount was shit. Havertz was shit. Cucurella was shit. Yeah, that's the game for you today. So I don't know what I want to say because there's just so much. I can't be positive about this game. I really had such high expectations about this game. Hence, I mean, look, we're in hell right now. We're in hell. You got Satan starting a fire right in the corner of my bedroom right now. He's just lighting up the world with these shit players. There we go. And welcome, Harry. You're here with me as well. So yeah,
I'm with you.
Yeah, we're in hell. Oliver, your thoughts on the game? Start us off, man. Oh my god.
This team is just such a killjoy. Like, coming out of that transfer window, everyone had a right to be excited. You know, we spent a lot of money. We got some good players in. And you'd think, you know, there's definitely a confidence in the fan base. You'd also think, okay, this has surely got to rub off on some of our players today. Hopefully we can, you know, right the wrongs that happened at Craven Cottage where we lost to Fulham 2-1. Hopefully we can put that right. Nope, 0-0. And I think, like you just alluded to, you know, where's Jorghino in all of this? You know, everyone said that the attack would thrive without him. And Enzo is a great player, but it just goes to show that position is not the problem. So just this team's a killjoy. That's all I have to say, really, in short.
You know what's really impressive? That we can have such bad players that it doesn't matter who we bring. We could bring in Mbappe and make him look mediocre. That's actually impressive when you think about it.
Earlier on Flawless stream, we got black hole players, fam. I don't know how it's possible.
Black hole football, let's go.
Some of these guys, bro, they could make anyone look shit. Bro, can you imagine if they'd have played when we had our best teams, bro? Like, can you imagine if they'd have been around when Lampard and Drogba and like Mata and Hazard, bro? If this had happened, if they'd have been around when these guys were around, we'd have no legends right now. That's how bad these guys are. And the thing is, you know what's mad, right, with this team is it's like I look at the performance there, I'm not even like massively annoyed about the whole performance in general because I thought it was decent. It's literally I can pinpoint about 4 people. It's like it's the same 3. Actually, it's the same 4 people. It's Gallagher, Mount, Havertz, and the fucking manager. Like, apart from that, I've got no complaints about most of the team. Like, Cucurella wasn't great going forward, but I thought defensively he was okay. And I think the reason why people are getting on him, like, I didn't think he was terrible. I didn't think he was great. He was kind of okay. And I thought the same for Ziyech. Like, there were certain players in the team, I wouldn't say they were great, but they were serviceable to the point of you can see, okay, they can have an effect on a game, or they can be that they can have a purpose. there are 3 players in this team. I'm sorry, and they will never ever have a place in this team. They will never be good enough for this team. They will never serve a purpose. Their purpose for this football club will be earning us money so we can buy better footballers than them, which isn't difficult because they're fucking garbage. Like I'm tired of these players. I'm tired of the same players. And it's the same players that keep getting defended because they clap the fans and all this bollocks.
Proper Chelsea,
proper Chelsea, and once I get my soundboard,
proper fucking minerals,
bruv.
You know what though? You know what though? Specifically for this stream, because of how frustrated I am about particular players.
It's time to go!
No, it's either get good or get lost at this point with me. And
no, I even get good. No, it's not even get good. It just get lost.
They never will. Certain players just won't ever get good. That's the thing.
Bro, and it's like, as I say, it's not anymore get good. Like, bro, you can get better than what you are now. I still want you gone, bro, because you're just a cancer. Like, you're literally a tumor to this football. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you mentioned Jorghino as well, and I want to bring this up because I brought this up when I was on a space that I was on. He was never the problem. Do you know what the problem was with Jorghino? Is the fact that because he was athletically challenged, he couldn't make up for the transitions that we faced because the gaps in our midfield were huge, because the spastics in front of him didn't know how to position themselves. The only reason why we were okay today for some of the transitions is because Enzo is better athletically than Jorghino. That's the only reason. Because these two fucking idiots in front of him don't understand how to position themselves. Has anyone actually? I'm gonna put it in our group chat and Marshall will bring up. Has anyone seen the
Scott?
What?
Marshall, I sent something in the private.
Yeah, but has anyone else seen the what's it called? The player map for the average positions at the end of the game.
Mount was ahead of Mudryk, wasn't he?
No.
Oh, I know. Yes, Oliver, you showed us this.
It gets worse. Mount, Havertz, and Gallagher are basically playing on top of each other. Ziyech was the furthest player forward.
Right here.
Look at the space in the middle there.
It's not even that, bro. It gets. Well, hang on, let me find it. I need to find it. It gets even worse, man. Here we go. Give me this. I will send it, but like this,
it was just so frustrating. Like, look, I'll just say right now, Mason Mount is. I was willing to give him 3 games to really see how he meshes with this team. I don't know if I really want to anymore. It's really frustrating. I think maybe we would be able to, because look, I don't know how to say this without coming out as a Mount hater at this point. There's really no way to like say it. Like, no, he's just been so shit this season. He's been.
It's
so
not even
shit
hate. It's not hate. I hate this whole thing. Sorry, just very quickly, you cannot criticize anyone anymore without it sounding like you're a fucking hater. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. Annoying. But land your minerals. Go on, land your minerals. Go on.
I've just sent
it right.
I've sent the thing in the private chat, by the way,
right,
or not the private chat, in our group chat. Like the average.
The thing is, like, obviously I'm going to see more games. There's only one test pool, right? But like with Mason, what frustrated me today is that at times it just seems like he doesn't know where to be. There are times where I remember the ball was actually very identical to this right here, where you have the ball right here, and then Mason Mount's the completely opposite direction of where it is, where he should be in the middle of the pitch, trying to connect or be an option so that there can be some type of connection between the attack and the midfield. It seems so basic, but apparently it's not basic enough for this player this season. And it's just like...
Marshall, I know what you mean. I know. I wanted to say this actually during the Mason Mount plays like I thought. You know when a 16-year-old comes straight from the academy, he's thrown into a big game without any sort of prior training with the squad, and he's overhitting everything. He's playing just off of hype and he's too excited. He's not playing well. Mount plays as if he's never played with us before. Mount plays as if it's his debut game, and he's trying to overhit and he's trying to impress. Mount's like 23, 24. He's played
24.
football for 5-6 years now.
24.
He's an experienced footballer. He's 24. He's been playing football for about 5-6 years. He's an experienced footballer. He's not a kid. He's not an academy kid anymore. We can't keep protecting and hiding him because people like him or because he's came from Cobham. He's a big man. He's the same age as me. He's a big man.
I was going to say he's really
Exactly.
close to
He's a
200
big
years.
man. He shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be playing like and the same with Gallagher, by the way. Gallagher's been playing first team football for about 3-4 years now. Gallagher's not a kid either. I don't like this thing where people try to protect Gallagher saying he's from our academy. None of these guys are
This is the
kids.
thing, though.
We don't have the kids we have. The kids we have is Chuameka, Fofana, and I guess you can include Madueke in that. We don't have these kids. Gallagher, Mount, Havertz. These guys can go. They've been here too long, not making a big difference.
Do you class
They
them
can
as
shine.
are they kids anymore though? That's the thing. They're not.
No.
No, the thing is,
They're not
this is
kids.
where
They're not
Mount,
kids.
Mount
That's
has
why I just
won.
said they're not
Mount
kids.
has an
But you know what
assist
it
in a
is?
Champions League final. Like that alone should be like a thing of like he's done that.
That's Prime's point. They're not kids. That's his point.
No,
do you know what it is?
no, I
they
know.
are kids. No, they are kids, but what it is I think it's the wrong terminology. It's not about people being kids or not kids. It's the experience. That's the thing. They are experienced players. Mount has over 200 appearances. 200 football appearances. He's close to hitting 200 for Chelsea alone. He is getting close to 250 footballing appearances.
Remove.
Oh, I finally got it.
Guys,
Okay.
remove the Champions League winning assist. Remove the Champions League final. Remove that assist. Mount's been playing football for about 4 or 5 years now. He's been at Chelsea.
I'm sorry. I can't be hearing this.
This is his
I can't be
third
fucking
and a half
hearing
season.
this.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
He was the worst player on the pitch. No, I'm not having it. He was the worst player on the
Hold on.
pitch. He was the worst player on the
No, I agree. But I will say this, just to give him credit, there was one pass he had that Havertz should have put away.
Havertz crossed the box. Yeah, I remember that.
The cross into the box, Havertz should have put away. And
On
who
the
knows
left
what that
side.
could have done for Mount? Like if Havertz puts that away, maybe it gives Mount the
Mount would
confidence
have
he needs
had
to play better.
assist plastering over his bad performance. That's what it would have done.
But
Maybe
Marshall,
that too.
It's better than nothing, though, Chris.
Marshall.
It's better than nothing. I agree.
No, I'm
Hold
with him getting
Hold on.
I'm
Marshall, so what?
Is he
Mark-
lagging a lot?
He's slightly lagging,
Yeah,
but
hold
what
on,
were you
Marshall.
saying, Prime?
Trying to understand.
Hold on, Marshall. This is what these guys do. Hold on. This is what Mountain and Havertz them will magically pass, and then the other fuck up the chance on goal. This is what they do when you watch them play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's insanely frustrating.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't get
We can
anything
kind of hear
today.
you, yeah.
Because I'm glad him and Kai didn't get anything today. Because it then doesn't give all of these fucking pussy holes who want to defend him.
It's so annoying that it's got to that though, where I want us to score. Doesn't matter who, but like,
Harry, do you know what it is? I'm at the point, bro. I genuinely am at the point. I'd have rather any other fucker in the team got the assist and the goal in the Champions League final. I'd have rather Werner scored, fam. I'd have rather Werner got the assist.
I've permanently said like
I
I
would.
would.
My God.
Also, yeah, look at this shit.
What is
This
what
one,
is
What,
that?
what am I looking at there? Like,
What
It's the
is
bingo
that?
board, bro.
fam, it's a smile.
yeah, man. It's like bingo. I got the Dumb and Dumber.
Wait, I'm no joke. If you take 22 out, if you get Zach out, take ZH out, it's a fucking smiley face. What the fuck is this?
That's some weird ass.
That's what you said?
That's funny, man. I'm looking at it as a smiley face.
Is this what you sent?
Just
Scott?
pull up.
Yeah. This is actually it. What is this? What am I meant to take from this, fam? You've got 3 players playing on top of each other. Our most creative player in the team, by the way, is the furthest player forward. Our left back and left mid are playing on top of each other. What is going on?
Scott, also, Ziyech is the slowest in the attack. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Patrick, how many managers need to be sacked for this guy to play?
I will say though, he does need to improve massively with his management. Like his management.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it, I think.
I don't know. We're kind of just
Like,
talking about it. I
'cause
don't know
Todd
how to
Bowley,
structure
I
this
think,
show,
will
to be
replace him.
honest.
My head, I can't like. Yeah, my head's hot. My head's gone.
Yeah, like
head's
even
gone.
Chris
You
is
guys
mad, and Chris
say
never gets
improved
mad.
management.
I was mad like after that because like you're seeing like Fofana who's actually a proper striker, and then you see fucking Kai Havertz 75 minutes or whatever it is, and then Fofana finally gets his chance and he almost does something. He almost gets a goal, and it was a brilliant like move where he did. He took on the keeper, he took on the defender. Yes, he could maybe done a little bit better, but it was something I felt like from an actual striker where like I don't think Kai Havertz is doing that like if he tried 100 times. So, like, yeah, that's what annoys me about, like, Navy Potter. He hasn't really given Fofana a chance. Cool, you don't like Aubameyang. I get that. He doesn't really press for you, but Fofana will.
Yeah.
What I don't understand what Fofana has to do. I feel like he has to have a few games for me to play, but that's what annoyed me today as well. And seeing Mason Mount and Gallagher in midfield with Enzo, where Enzo had to suffer because Enzo was doing everything in that midfield, where those two clowns would, like, Mason Mount was just, I don't know what he's doing today as well. So, yeah.
Harry, cheers, bro, because you're probably going to be drinking like me very soon. Already are. Okay. There you go.
I had not drunk all of January, and it's taken this game to make me crack out the beer, the beer supply that I had.
I was already cracking
to
up.
just
I didn't
carry
even
on.
give
Jesus
a shit.
Christ.
I'm just like, fuck it. This
Marshall,
club's
I'm on
going
my
to make you
second
miserable.
bottle.
I need something
I'm on
to
my
cope.
second bottle.
I had to start. I had to start.
Tell me what you thought about the game, Harry. What are your thoughts overall?
Oh god, mate! Honestly, the standout thing, the two standout things to me, like with the starting 11, was why on earth are we starting James? For one, considering what happened in the last game, which was his first game back, and he got injured. Why risk it when we've got West Ham? We've got Champions League coming up as well. Obviously, we're aiming for more like a Champions League run than like top four. Well, let's face it, we're not trying to get top four.
Yeah.
And we're playing James. Like, I don't know why you didn't just do like Chalobah right back, Cucurella left back, and then do what you did with Chilwell and just bring them on for like in different subs, but like later on in the game. Like, what I don't understand what is. Even as Azpilicueta, I know everyone says what they, how they feel about him, but I feel like he would have been able to maintain that right side for the majority of like 65, 70 minutes. And then the main one for me that really got on my tits was seeing Ziyech in the starting 11, because after every single thing that we fucked, like, you have a guy that wanted to leave and has expressed in so many ways that he does not see a future at the club. He doesn't want to play for the club. We all know he doesn't want to play for the club. He now has a reason to not want to play for the club because we fucked over his loan move to PSG, and we start him in the earliest possible game for him to play in. When you have Madueke, who's probably going to, have a brilliant start to the game. You don't know. You just don't know. But I just feel like I would have played him over Ziyech just for the PSG loan move as a whole. It just makes no sense to me why that whole right hand side made no sense at all.
Just I'll let you finish. Like, go further on, but just on that point, take all of that into account, right? About what you said about Ziyech, and I completely agree. What fucks me off even more is you take all that into account, and he still gives more than a shit than the fucking Chuckle Brothers.
Oh, I know. I still think it was pants, but like at the same time, like
he still
tried. He played better than a lot of the players.
It's about playing and performing than the two fucking Chuckle Brothers. One of which is meant to be a proper Chelsea, gets the club, all this nonsense.
But leading on from what you were saying, like the thing that I respect about Ziyech is, like I say, he's made it clear in so many ways that he doesn't want to play for the club anymore, and all that stuff. And yet I respect him for at least showing passion. Like, he made some bad passes, even the one where Mount did the little flick, Ziyech over the top, Havertz hits the post. Even then, Ziyech was fuming. Pass. He was fuming because it didn't come off. Mm-hmm. And that alone shows that he does have I respect the professionalism. Whether he wants to be at the club or not is beside the point. But like, he still tries Oh yes, he might not have like perfect games every single game, but that's pretty much every single player apart from Thiago Silva and
Buddy Shield.
Yeah, Badia Shield is a fucking amazing, isn't he? He's so good.
Yeah.
Real standout performance. Him, Enzo did great. For me, the four were Kepa, Badia Shield, Thiago Silva, and Enzo. That little diamonds coming out from the goalkeeper was perfect. Everyone else fucking awful, absolutely awful.
At least
in their own right is what I'm saying. Like James, obviously not awful, but for him, I thought he looked unfit. He looked slow. He didn't look himself. He got skinned. He got beaten on a foot race. He got beaten in a foot race in the first half, in the first 10 minutes or so. And I can't remember the last time I've seen him get beaten in a foot race ever. Honestly,
It was
or
bad.
at least in the last 6-7 months. It's I don't know. But yeah, Ziyech, fair play to Ziyech, despite him playing, and I don't think he should have started at all. Fair play for at least looking like he cared.
I mean, on the bright side of this game, there were some good things that came out of it. That diamond, like you said, Harry, like ENZO FERNANDEZ. Wow, what a player! He came in.
I still can't believe we got him.
Yeah, I still am. I mean, I think he can't believe he's at Chelsea, and this is Chelsea.
He sold a lie.
Yeah.
He can't believe the players he's got to play with, man.
He didn't lose his shit with someone in the first half.
What happened?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I think he lost his shit with Gallagher in the first half.
I think he lost his shit with everyone. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no,
he looked good though.
It was
like,
he made a pass down the right hand side, and it was either Ziyech or Havertz didn't control it at all, and he just did like a fuck's sake, like he was done straight away. He's like, oh, what? Where am I?
it was just
such a simple touch to make.
And he also had one of our good chances today with that shot outside the box that, like,
oh my god, I nearly came. Honestly, fucking Jesus
that would have been
Christ.
a crazy.
I can't be the only one.
Premier goal.
Jesus Christ!
I was out of my seat, but no, he looked great. He looked electric. He was going forward. He was defending. The tackles were there. He was getting aggressive. Like it's what we wanted. And today, like. I just wish he didn't have to do it by himself because, look, Gallagher was okay. He wasn't.
He was okay first half. First half he was okay.
But he's just not the guy you want partnering Enzo there. Like, he's just not that guy. You'd rather have a Jorghino there. You'd rather have Kovacic, Conte, a better quality midfielder than him. But, yeah, Enzo did great. Thiago Silva did brilliant. Body Shield is still impressing. It's a damn shame he can't be in the Champions League squad just because of lack of available room in the squad. But and then Kepa, he saved us from the one shot. Paulinho, was it Paulinho or Andreas that took a shot?
Paulinho, I think.
Paulinho, yeah. So
no, it was Pereira. I think it was Pereira. Yes, Pereira.
Oh, okay.
All right, I got it both wrong.
I'll take it.
But yeah, the shot from Fulham that Kepa saved, good save from Kepa. But I mean, the defense didn't have to. Did the defense really have to do much work today? I don't think so.
I just thought they felt comfortable. The two centre backs mainly felt comfortable.
Our attack just was very, very poor.
And
you know what it is? Like now I've calmed down a little bit. And I look at it again. The game actually wasn't terrible. Like, we played decent in some points. Like, there were positives to take. Like, for example, Enzo. Like, I thought, again, despite... There's certainly, like, for example, like, I know that he wasn't great, but, like, I thought Ziyech did decent. And it's nice to see the fact, like, he is going to, like, at least try. He is, like... And I know we say that we get sick of that.
Let Ahmed hear you say that.
It's, like, it's nice because, like, of the situation he's in. It's, like, Fofana was a positive. I thought that Madueke.
Oh yeah, Fofana was definitely a positive.
I thought Sterling came on and looked good. Like I thought he looked decent.
That first time cross he went for though at the end was fucking Jesus Christ.
Like what's annoying though, and it kind of overtakes everything, just because I'm just done with it. Is the 2 or 3 players? Like I'm just done. I'm sick and tired of seeing them play. I'm tired of watching them stink up this football pitch and getting away with it, and the same fucking pussyholes want to keep defending them. I'm tired of it. I want them gone.
Call them out.
Bro, I'm
Let's
sick and
have it right.
tired of seeing fucking Johnny and Alex Goldbergs and fucking all of them. Like, at least some of them have started to turn. Like, I saw Monster turn today. Like, I'm sick and tired of seeing all of them just want to defend them after they put in shit performance after shit performance after shit performance. I'm fucking tired of it. The fact you've got a 19-year-old like playing only his second game in England, who did more than they did in 2 minutes. I'm fucking tired of them.
Andrew, what are you saying, brother?
you already know he's got so much to say.
That's the game that we had today.
You know what else is the disgrace? The likes for this video. 60 people in and less than 25
Hey,
likes.
he's got a good
What
point.
Bozo's doing. Like the fucking video, because you obviously like to hear us rant. So like
Listen,
the video and help us.
Me and Harry are in hell for you people. So smash those likes buttons, please.
Okay, so let's do this. Right. I think the what we've been suffering as Chelsea fan base is see the players we already have here. Watch when they get better players around them. You'll see you'll see them rise. I fear the players already here are going to bring new players down to their craft. That's what
They've already done it with Sterling.
Their power is too strong.
You laugh.
Power, it's a cancer.
They're too powerful. It's Thanos and the 5 rings.
I would say, listen, Riddick taking off half time, whether
Infinity Stones, whatever.
Whether he had a cold or not. I would say this. I would say, I want to.
Listen, Bully tried to assemble the Avengers, but Thanos and his Infinity Stones are too strong.
The thing about when and I don't want to go in. It's not Potter out thing. I'm not at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't really judge a manager's starting lineup. I judge what they do in game. Okay, that's more important to me, right? Sometimes, do they correct mistakes? Do they change things for the better? Stuff like that. You can pick Mount and Havertz, but if they're not playing well, by the way, I thought Havertz had a far better game overall than Mount, who's better in the first half than he was in the second, by far. Okay, so this isn't even on Havertz really, but Mount is an enemy of progress in this team. Okay, the way
let's go backstage then. Yeah, we'll go backstage.
In the first half, Havertz laid up a beautiful ball to him, beautiful pass. All he had to do was spray out wide to Ziyech. I don't know what he did because he looked like he was overstretching to hit that pass, right? So that was the thing. We then had a good counter-attacking. How many times can we say that? Good counter-attacking play in the second half. It got to him in the box, and I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Okay, I have no idea if he was trying to pass it or shoot it or just got confused, and it just slows it all down. Okay, he doesn't run and press anymore because Gallagher's taken those two things from him. Okay, Gallagher does that more than Mount does. Okay, so he doesn't even do that. Okay,
crazy.
But if he's not playing well, why are you waiting 60, 70 minutes? Why am I not seeing Chukwuemeka given those minutes? Why am I not seeing that? Why am I seeing you try and play Havertz, who's supposed to be up top, then he's coming on the left wing trying to get the ball, and there's no focal point in the middle for us to try and work through? Why are you not telling him to stay in the middle of the pitch and be a focal point? You don't have to be a top striker. I'm not expecting you to win every header and hold up stuff like that, but stay in the middle as a focal point. Fofana came on and nearly won the goddamn game for us in the 2 minutes. Another thing, why is Gallagher on corners? Who made that decision to put Gallagher on corner?
Oh, mate, I will put my hand up and say you can probably find 2 occasions where I say Gallagher needs to be on corner duty forever.
Oh my God.
Because
it's time to go.
he gave what I think we've scored from 2 corners lately. But one was disallowed.
Yeah.
And the other one stood. And then I think our outburst was just like, fucking Gallagher, he's the man. We've struggled. We've had Willian, we've had Lampard and all that. And corners, we've always been shit. We've always been shit. It is a Chelsea thing through and through. As long as I've been alive, we have been shit at corner balls. It's not a new thing by any means, but we have somehow got worse since Willian. Somehow, I don't get how, but we have.
It's just, it's like, you know, if you're going to start Mudryk or not, fine. I've seen players play with colds before and other stuff like that. You know, I saw Michael Jordan play basketball when he had food poisoning, so cold's really not going to matter. Do you know what I mean? But it's just it's probably his poorest in-game since he's been with us that I've seen Potter have in terms of making changes and everything like that. Enzo Fernandez, let me move to him because he's probably the biggest positive out of this game, yeah? You can see why that I knew people on Twitter had drafts saved, were waiting for him to miss his first pass. And for them
fuck
to
yeah. Oh, fuck yeah.
What?
Like
Jorginho's gone. We have to blame someone else.
You saw both sides of this game today. You saw the defensive side and the passing side. We need to get this guy a midfield partner so he can do his best like that. He can link up with João Felix and Nkunku, stuff like that. You saw the passing that he can have. We need to have that, and that's why you need to take... I'm sorry. I said it on the terrace I was just on. Graham Potter is probably the most secure Chelsea manager in the past 15 years. And when I say secure manager, he's been told he doesn't have to get top 4 this season, okay? When has that ever happened to a Chelsea manager under Roman Abramovich? Never, right? They always need to get top 4. They backed him now in this window, okay? They're going to back him again in the summer window. Get out of your own way and put your big boy pants on, because you look the part on the sideline. You look, dressing-wise, like a top manager, right? Start acting like one. Have the balls, have the courage to go, oh, I'm going to play them through their form. No.
It's been 4 months.
He likes to play.
I will say this, and maybe someone will agree. I think this is Mount. I think this is him now. If you look at, I don't know, did he look like he didn't? And this might be a loaded question. I don't mean it to be. But on the pitch today, he generally looked like he didn't know what he was doing.
That's what I was saying.
He didn't know what.
He's always like that.
At times he's like in the striker position, then he's in the midfield, then all of a sudden he's dropping as a DM, and then he's on left, then he's on right.
Do you think does he have free roam position?
But this is where I say
tell me he's not like a Hazard he has free roam everywhere.
I think that's a problem. I don't think he's never a good enough player to have a free roll. It's got to be structured. It has to be, you need to do this, and this. He doesn't have the talent and the mental talent to actually do that. As we know, he doesn't have that gene in him to pick out a pass, to do a skill, to do a move. You know, on Twitter, I'm seeing him being praised for clapping off the fans.
I was going to say, but he clapped the fans. He clapped the fans. He clapped the fans. Yes! You get off his back. He clapped the fans.
Andrew, everything you said there.
Otherwise, the most time I've enjoyed Chelsea this season is during the World Cup and these past 13 days when we haven't played. That's the most I've enjoyed Chelsea this season.
Sounds like a good time.
Transfer window was so entertaining.
It was more entertaining than any game I've watched today whatsoever.
The Enzo saga. My god.
Okay. We did play a 4-3-3, right?
I don't know what
it was 4-3-3 in the end.
So Mason Mount was like apparently playing as an 8, and he just kept like being way too forward. That's what I mean when Andrew said.
At one point we played a 4-4-2. At one point we were playing a 4-4-2.
Was we? Oh yeah, with the 2 strikers, yeah.
No, Chris. I'm talking Havertz and Mount were next to each other.
Oh yeah. No, that's what I mean.
We were meant to be playing a 4-3-3, but those two fucking idiots were playing as like 2 strikers holding hands.
Because he's supposed to be a striker at that point, but Mason Mount's just up his ass.
What's the Bantu comment saying about Ruben or Zakaria with Kante? I think Kante alongside Zakaria with Enzo in the middle could if we're playing the same formation.
That's got to be better than what I saw tonight.
It would be a miles better. I'm so sick of seeing these English cunts play. They're so boring. They're so shit. They're awful. They're so bad.
depending on what.
Time to go!
I'm always accused of having an English agenda as well. Like
Oh, you and me both, by the
I'm
way.
pro
You and me
England
both.
or I'm anti-foreign, which I don't fucking understand at all.
You and me both, Harry.
I honestly, I dislike the English players other than James. James obviously my favourite, but all the rest of them, fuck off. Chilwell actually as well. I'm a big fan of Chilwell, but I mean it's Mount and Gallagher. Just fuck off. Just go away.
You know what?
And that's so annoying.
And that's something that I feel like we haven't touched on. Like, and Ahmed, I'm gonna give you the floor on this one because I gotta hear what you have to say about this game.
This fucker turned down Everton.
Andrew, no one better. I can go one better. According to reports, this dude wanted a top 6 move. Motherfucker, what in the championship, bro? That's your level.
So, the other thing too, like, I don't know about you guys, but were you a little bit relieved to just kind of see Chilwell back after this game? Because I like it was just like, in my opinion, Cucurella was dog shit when it came to the passing going forward. And I was just like, okay, this is one of his worst performances in my opinion, as a left back. And I saw Chilwell and I was like, okay, it's a lot calmer now. Like, I don't know, just Chilwell gave me a sense of calm today when he came on the pitch because I was like, I need someone else that's not Cucurella.
That's the first time that's happened. I feel like I was always battling for Chilwell when this whole now Cucurella is coming in when we first bought him. This whole argument of Cucurella is going to really either take Chilwell's position or compete at the least. It's not even close for me. Chilwell is miles better. It's not even close. Cucurella is shit. He's so fucking erratic.
When Cucurella first started for Chelsea in the very beginning, I was like, all right, I was really impressed with his passing and the progressive passing, if anything. But it's just, at least this game, I'm not going to jump the ship and be like, oh, he's been like this whole season. No. I don't think he's been like this whole season. But this game today, I was like, yeah, no wonder Mudryk was underweighing. Cucurella couldn't get a pass through to him.
Yeah.
So
I'm yet to see a performance from Cucurella where I'm like, oh, this guy's fucking amazing. Do you know what I mean? I have not seen a single one. I could be wrong. I cannot think of a single one where I think he's actually like, oh my God, he's actually really good. Every single game, he's either really good attacking or really good defense. Very rarely, very good defensively. But either way, it's either one or the other. He always has some kind of flaw in his game.
So I was thinking during the game, right? So I think defensively, Cucurella has been good in other games, but I don't think we really bought him for that because of what we saw
of course, no.
And maybe it's because we're not. Maybe he's a better wing back and stuff like that. But I will say this: I think that might be an area to look at again because of Cucurella and because of Chilwell's constant injuries.
Yeah, Chilwell's injuries. That's the big thing, isn't it?
We're yet to see what the full extent of that injury on Chilwell is. Because just remember, guys, he's coming back from another injury.
It's recurring. For sure, it's recurring. 100%. You can see it clear as day. It's recurring.
I thought that someone would have to maybe search in that area. I think we might have to search at a left back. Because the right backs are done, right? We don't, on paper, they're done. In terms of Reece James and we've got Gusto.
So far, yeah.
So far. That might be an area where we need to go. We're going to have to
who is there though? Who is there?
Harry, you say that. These guys now in, that's their job. That is their job to find players we don't even know about. No, fuck this, man. Fuck that. I'm not having an Ian Matson, man. I'm just not. I'm not doing this. I'm not. I don't care. No, but Harry, this is the job of them to find us someone who we haven't even heard of. Do you know what I mean? That we can buy for 3 to 7 million and is an absolute baller. Do you know what I mean? That's their job.
Yeah.
Instead, spend the money all you want, but we need to find some of these ballers as well that don't cost a lot. And I just
I don't know what it is with Chelsea. Everyone we go for costs a fucking arm and a leg. It doesn't matter who we go for. And then in the reverse, when we sell players, we could sell and obviously take this with a pinch of salt, but like I'm saying, like our key players. Mount, when he was at his best, I bet you wouldn't even get more than £50 million for him. Honestly, we cannot seem to get apart from Hazard, because he was just like a level above everyone else, Kante, for instance, when he was at his very peak, I bet you wouldn't have got more than 80 million for him.
Yeah.
But we are charged out of the arse for every single player we buy because we're Chelsea. It's so frustrating. I feel like we pay loads for and you say, a lot of people say like it's good business for us, but it's not. I really think we've been overcharged for so many players over the years.
Oh, I agree with you, and that's why.
Because we're Chelsea though, and we will pay it.
But that's why this new management structure, as well as paying for the established stars, if there are young stars or something like that, they have to then offset that for me by bringing in people that we go who, but end up going, oh my god, like that, right? Something like that. Like for instance, we don't know. This Santos kid's getting a lot of praise. It's an under-20 championships. Take it with a pinch of salt. He might be a baller, right?
I am, yeah.
But he's like 12 million, right? 12 million. If he comes out and start that, we're going to look. Hopefully, in 2 years' time, we look back and go, he was 12 million. He was only 12 million. Like
he could be the first of a very few.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's the first ever.
Right, exactly. So
like hidden gem.
We need to find players like that, and that's what they've been brought in to do. You want to buy the established stars? Absolutely fine. But I think also part of it is to further on after the next couple of summers is to not spend a lot unless it's a huge, massive megastar, right?
Yeah.
It's to then offset it and bring in like stars like, I know Chukwuemeka was 20 million, but something that players that look like they have something, but for 3 million. Caicedo was bought for 3.5 million by Brighton. I might be wrong on the outfit, but around that, right? Stars like that who they were so fine with Basuma leaving, they had Caicedo in, and no doubt when they sell Caicedo probably to us for 70 million in the summer, they've probably bought in his replacement, that Swedish guy that got no one's heard of. Do you know what I mean? They buy Matoma. Why have none of the big teams looked at Matoma?
Matoma played 11 games.
But this is weird. Like it is how football works, though, isn't it? It's always the smaller teams find these little hidden gems, and then. Because none of the big teams would ever have gone for these players because then they're a nobody, and for like we just swoop in, either us or Real Madrid or Man United or Man City or whoever, just come in, take these players in hopes that they are as good, but then by then, like you say with Caicedo, he's 3 million however long ago, and then we buy him for 70 or 100 million, and there's so much pressure on them to perform. It's another reason why so many players have come to us for so much money and they're shit. They don't perform because they've got so much pressure on them. And then they don't like London and all this and all these things come out, and it just goes full circle with us so often. And it's only really Hazard that stood out of everyone in the past, really. If you think of like superstars we've relied on him. But now, at the moment, we don't really have anyone. We're now really relying on hoping that Fernandes is going to become, our next baller, proper baller. And even just the way he runs gets me sort of like, I'm just like, I'm really hoping. I can see it where I'm like, like Hazard's run, you just look at him run and you're just like, oh God, he's so good. He's just so, even his run is good. Even the way he runs,
generational runs.
The problem is though, right? The problem is with all the injuries that we have is rushing them back because we want to make sure Fernandes settles in as quickly as possible and not surrounded by shit around him. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like,
do you reckon that's why James played?
I'm with you, I'm with you. I would have listened. What happened last time? We played Chalobah.
So risky, isn't it?
We played Chalobah there again, but maybe he can't run, right, Scott? But it's not fast enough. But that wasn't directed at Scott, by the way. Scott's going to laugh. But maybe, that's what I would have done because let's face it, the defense is fine, right? Defensively,
solid.
We've been doing a lot better.
Stuff like that, right? It's that onwards, right? Even though Kepa gave away the ball that passed, but we weren't punished. That was one thing he did wrong. That was it. Okay, that was it. Otherwise, he wasn't in trouble apart from that shot in the first half, I believe. But you got Fernandes in there, right? So we're starting to build sort of a spine, right? You've got Thiago for however long you got there, and you've got Balotelli, right? You've then got Reece James as part of that. That's the spot, and then you've got the middle now of Fernandes. Start of a spine starting to happen, right? Something like that, yeah? I need a designated partner beside him, whether you bring in Caicedo or someone else, something like that, and maybe another one if you're going to play a 3. But I don't think we will. I think we'll play a 2 because we're going to bring someone like Nkuku in the summer. I need that spine for me. So I need Potter to really start thinking as of now, and people might hate this, as a sort of 5-month preseason, essentially, to start working on the players you want next summer and the players that are going to come in, like Nkuku, like Augusto, like whoever, something, and who you're going to work with, and start building a core of every great team that have a core of about 7 players that always start for the games, no matter what, right? Like we had in the old days. You knew about 7 to 8 players that were always going to start for Chelsea. That's what needs to happen again. It needs to happen at every big club. And I'm sorry to say this, and I don't want any Chelsea player to fail, but the players that have been here now are failing this manager as well. Okay? We need to get away from them, because otherwise we're going to be talking about Potter in a year's time being the last manager gone.
Well,
and
how many years, how many times though? Because it's always the same thing when a manager goes, and the whole thing of Chelsea are like Chelsea players. I don't know if it's like an infection that goes round and then gets passed up into like, or passed down into like the newer players. But the whole thing of pushing managers out, like with VS Boas, like Scolari was shit, but do you know what I mean? Like it's gone on for years, and it only seems to be a Chelsea thing where the players they down tools, they don't want to play. It to me, it looks like they just don't want to play for Potter. Because you look, and I was going through, you think we've got this Rolls Royce fucking team of like 600 million on top of the players we already have. And no disrespect, but then we've got Graham Potter as a manager, and it just doesn't fit the vibe that I think that Bowley and Egbali are going for, and all the rest of his goons and all that sort of stuff. We've got this proper like mobster sort of like backroom staff that you look at them like crossed-armed in their black jackets looking at the squad and everything like that, like a bunch of like mob bosses and all that, and then you look over, there's goofy old fucking Graham Potter doing his business, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit the brand at all. It doesn't. And that's not to say, like, obviously his quality is above that, but the whole thing with Bowley, I just don't. Do you think it was because at the time when he came in, Potter was like the hot thing at the time, or what?
Well, I don't know what it.
Because he was obviously like he was hot shit when Bowley came in. Potter was like the big manager at that moment that no one had recruited, other than obviously was at Brighton, but still.
I think.
The thing is,
like someone said, he is their yes man as well. He doesn't come across like that. He does.
The thing is today, right? There was genuine optimism and positivity the first time in months, right, going into this game, going into Chelsea, what happened in transfer window. The fact that your team and you failed to seize that opportunity to start on a winning run, possibly, right? You serve us up that tripe, right, in the game, and now we're like we're like deflated. It's like someone's farted in the lift and we can't escape it. You know what I mean? It's like, It's like. You set up that. It's like we're all hyped up, and now we remember what's the word. Now we've got to go back to watching you. You know what I mean? And it's like you've been given all these new toys to play with, right? Even ones returning back to start building something, and you still are playing with some of these same players. And it's like one of the things, definition of insanity. You think trying to do it over and over again, it just doesn't work. Listen. You are, for me. If you want to play Havertz and Mount, you can't play them both in the same team. You just can't, because they take away from each other. Okay? I know they set each other up for a goal, but they always want to. Either Mount's going to the left in Mudrik's place, or he's near enough the same place as Havertz. They both get attracted. Like, that flies.
That's what I noticed with McAwaley.
Right.
He kept doing it.
That's what I mean. You have to. I guarantee you, though, West Ham, one or both will start against West Ham. I guarantee you.
And it's going to be frustrating because, I mean, we were saying before about, why Potter. I think part of the thing is that, like, Potter was building a project, and these managers definitely wanted to come in and build a project. And with Tuchel as well, like, the fans were identifying issues with the team that Tuchel was overlooking. Like, the biggest one being that midfield issue. And I'm starting to think that it's even possible that Bowley and his team saw that there was issues that Tuchel just wasn't addressing and Tuchel wasn't fixing. So look, I'm not trying to bash Tuchel, but like Tuchel had his flaws. We did a whole video on it, I think
that was definitely the case because I do remember there were reports. I think it was either after the Leeds or the Southampton game that the owners had identified Jorghino cannot function in this team without Kante next to him. That was a report that happened. So that is very possible.
So I think it's also possible that they just didn't see Tuchel as being fit for the job as in the long term because he didn't want to change his ways and we were going down a bad path. And at the time, like Harry said, Potter was a hot commodity. He was, at one point Brighton was first place in the Premier League, weren't they? At one point for a week or two.
Something was sparked to me when I was on the terrace, right?
Yeah.
So, and Peter put it in our group chat, right? We've scored 22 goals this season, yeah? 22.
Less than Haaland.
Yeah, 22. We scored 76 last season, and we weren't very good attacking. We're not very good attacking football.
No, shit, yeah.
We scored 22. Someone's brought up to me, if you look at his Brighton team, as great as they played, were they free scoring?
No.
Did he go with a free scoring striker? But look at what De Zerbi's doing with them now, right?
Yeah.
I believe they're more attacking and they're more free scoring. Okay, now you might go, well, why should you hold that against them? That's fine, but when you come into a new place and you see people that are struggling to score and have struggled to score a lot of goals for the past 3 seasons, and you've been given new toys and everything like that, why don't you try and work on someone who's not really run down by playing in Premier League like a Fofana or something like that, and work off him. You've got João Felix now. Why the next 5 months? Why don't you work with João Felix as a false 9 and then work around him? Hopefully you start doing that. But I just don't know whether that comes into play as well, because Brighton, as great as they were, a great football as they played under Potter, I don't believe they're as free scoring as they are now. And that might be De Zerbi's just doing. So it's not a very big sample size compared to what Potter did. But we scored 22 goals. 22 goals. I mean, conceded 21.
Very impressive.
We conceded 21. Yeah? We might not score 50 goals this season in the league. And I think we got over that in 15-16, right? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because if you look at it, there was Havertz had a couple of chances, right? So one was offside, but even the way he took that ball from, remember Thiago Silva in the first half played that great ball through.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look at the way he's trying to even hit that. I mean, what are you doing? Why are you trying to trap that? And then
it fucked me right off. Honestly, I was so annoyed.
Everyone's going, "Oh, he's unlucky."
I know he's offside, but still, fuck off.
But Harry, even the one that hit the post, oh, he's unlucky. No, he allowed him to get into that position. That's the only thing he could do. Why wasn't he trying to trap the ball first of all, and then he could hit it lower, right? And stuff like that. And then the unlucky. I'm not going to be judging him on the
no. Wait, that was the Ziyech one that he hit the post from, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
yeah.
I'm thinking he could have trapped that ball sooner and had a better chance instead of letting it sort of bounce, where the only thing he could do was try and lob it over, right? The chance the Mount laid him on, I'm not really going to have that.
He's not a goal scorer, though, is he?
No,
this is my thing. This is my
Yeah.
thing of I was saying this earlier. It's like, what is the fucking point of Havertz being our striker? And every single time he doesn't score goals, he'll score one every 5 games, and then he'll score, and it's generational fucking German, silky German bollocks and all this shit in the mud, fucking mud the haters and all that shit. Fuck off. Just feeding into this thing that he's a good striker. He's not a striker. But then when he shits every single fucking game, but he's not a striker. He's out of position. It's not where he's supposed to be. Well, what the fuck are we meant to do? Play Fofana. Aubameyang's out of favour. He doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play. Fucking Graham Potter doesn't want to play him. He doesn't fit the mould. Do you get what I'm saying?
No,
play Fofana. Fofana got a shot on target in 25 minutes. Havertz couldn't get one. Zilch. Nothing. It's so frustrating. Yeah. This whole thing of just let Havertz do his thing. Just let him do his thing. I want to say what I want to say, but I can't because it might be a bit, But he's like a certain. How do I word this without because it's rather it is quite no, you don't know what I'm going to say. It's bad. But so he's like a certain kid. He's like a kid at school where you just think, do you get what I mean? Yeah. And you just think, bless him, let him try. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Do you get what I mean? But you know deep down he's never. He's not got the facilities to do what is required.
Yeah,
but
that big man.
But then he will sometimes be like, oh, go on, Havertz, go on, Kai, you're so good. But and then when he doesn't do it, it's like, well, he's not going to do that because that's not his natural position. He's not good enough to do. Like he's not a striker. And so it's just this constant cycle of, well, he is good, but he's not, but he is, but he isn't. It's fucking jarring me. It's doing my nutting.
Let me ask you. I just want to. I know anyone can chime in. If a certain other German that we had last season with blonde hair had done all that today, what do you think the response would be online right now?
Worse.
I regret every single time I got annoyed at Werner. In hindsight, he is. I love him so much more.
Chris, shut up. I know you want to
say. He gets better GA and that Ford over there as well.
What have you done?
No, he's good shit. Let's not get it twisted.
I'm not romanticizing now because he's obviously doing better where he is now. I'm very aware of his flaws that he had at Chelsea, but now looking at where Havertz is right now. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know who I'd rather take when they were at Chelsea. Do you know what I mean?
Right now. I think Timo Werner, and I'm not doing.
Neither were good enough to play for Chelsea.
I don't regret him either. But if you somehow had a life or death situation and asked me to choose which one offers more, right? Offers more. Not saying who's better. I think Timo Werner offered more than Havertz ever did.
I think he tries harder. Right. I think he tries harder for sure. Havertz gets on my tits because he doesn't look like he gives a fuck at all. He doesn't care. He's so nonchalant about the whole fucking thing. It's so annoying. He's like Ziyech. He's like Ziyech, but without the talent. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least with Ziyech, he could whip in a left-footed swinger and just absolutely get it top bins. Havertz can't do that for shit.
I want to come about Timo thing, by the way.
Enjoy your rants. I'm going to rant now on Sarcasm City.
I got to get more minerals to do my rants.
Hang on, Chris. I will say this. There's 84 of you in the chat, right? There's 84 of you in the chat.
Cheers for being here, by the way, 84 of you.
We have a 44 like. That means we have a Kai Havertz conversion rate going on right here, right? Let's make
that's generous. That's generous.
Let's show them how to land the minerals, okay?
Exactly.
Go ahead and smash the like
minerals
buttons.
right here. And
Continue ranting. Continue ranting.
Can I say something about this Timo thing, man?
All right. After you go, I need to hear what Ahmed has to say because this man's been depressed here in the corner. He's still wearing his Chelsea kit. This man just like I know he has a poem in him. He just wants to let it out.
Right. Right. This Timo thing, Timo, right. He offers more assists than Kai Havertz, right? And general play, right? He offers better movement, so we provides decoy runs, and then there's other attackers go into it. He provides winning penalties, so guess what? Jorghino scores. Yeah, he provides penalty runs. Yeah, not penalty runs, penalties. Yeah, 60 penalties a season, and he just gets the same amount of goals as Kai Havertz a season probably. So he provides way more, effective. He's more effective than Kai Havertz. Just Kai Havertz looks more silky.
So Ahmed, how was your Chelsea game?
That's before we start. That's before we start. Do you know what? But
you guys wanted it.
Do you guys know what Aubameyang is currently?
What do you mean? Where he is?
Yeah, where is Aubameyang right now?
I don't know. Probably crying.
Obama.
He's in Graham Potter. He's in Graham Potter's back pocket.
No,
I'll tell you where he's not, Ahmed.
Right now.
Ahmed, I'll tell you where he's not in our Champions League squad.
Yeah, he's not. But right now he's in Milan. So I just wanted to give you a little cheeky update on that one first before we start. Before I even speak on another thing, Timo Werner, is just chaos incarnate. It was just a chaos that he caused that allowed us to get a few goals in every now and then. But shout out to Timo Werner, he had a nice little chant.
At least he scored though. Jesus Christ!
No, he was garbage. He was still garbage.
I know. I agree. In the moment, in the time, yes, he was. But he's still. His frustration was that he came close to scoring and didn't score, whereas Havertz doesn't even get close to the fucking goal. That's the difference. That's the massive disparity.
Havertz doesn't even shoot anymore.
Havertz doesn't even fucking come close to scoring. As with Werner, it's just clear misses. At least he tried. That's the thing.
You want goals? There's goals at home.
At least
right?
he tried.
Oh man.
The thing I don't know really where to start, to be honest. Enzo, of course, he had a good game. Noni Madueke, he looks like a really good player.
Madueke did look good.
Yeah,
I think we overlooked that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks really good. Ziyech had an average game. I like to cuss out Ziyech all the time. Well, I am always honest about.
If you're saying he's average, it must have been average. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had an average game. Cucurella, he's been quite underwhelming. Hopefully, Chilwell can get back to full fitness, and then we can finally see what he's about. To be honest, and then Fofana, he looks lively. I like that about him. And
I liked his aggressiveness up front. He looked very aggressive up front. Looked like he wanted the ball. It was like a breath of fresh air. I feel like we hadn't had that in the striker in a minute.
I think with Mudryk, he wasn't really even being played through. Wasn't even given that much of the ball, to be honest.
Yeah.
Which was surprising. So I think with him, I have to give him sort of like I think for this game only, I'll give him a pass. He's only even played 45 minutes.
If I can just quickly speak on Mudryk, did anyone notice? I'm sure you did, but how deep this man had to drop to get a touch on the ball?
Yeah, because Cucurella wasn't giving him the ball.
It's because the spastic he was next to was taking his position.
Killing me, man. Honestly.
And then
anyway, continue, Ahmed.
And then we just go to three players. Obviously Havertz, Mount, and Gallagher. And I don't know what else there is to really say, man. At this point, I'm kind of just tired. At this point, I really am tired of speaking almost about the same players again and again and again. And it's become right now. It has become like its own drama at this point. Like we've even brought in £600 million worth of new players. If you cannot see it now with this amount of money being spent, that these guys are not it, then I don't know what I can do anymore, man. I genuinely don't know what I can do anymore for you guys to see that these guys aren't helping us. Yeah, they should really be at this point.
Someone, I remember someone actually said in the comments that it's like, at this point, with the different amount of players, and I know it's only been one game since we've been able to properly, first time since the end of the transfer window. At what point is it not the player's fault? Obviously, we know it is the player's fault, but at what point do the board start looking and think, you know what? Surely it can't be every single player, and it must be the manager.
It's not every player. Though.
Even have Arsenal fans feeling
I think so. For me, it's two things, right?
I'm just playing. I'm just saying, what we're all thinking of, at some point, Bowley is going to look and be like, you know what? It might be Potter, because he doesn't show aggression in press conferences, and I know that's the way he is. Doesn't show energy or anything like that. Like the way that Tuchel did, or Mourinho does, or Conte does, or anything like that. And then it translates also on the pitch where we're just pussyfoot around all the time. There's no aggression, no passion. No one seems to fight for the badge. It's so frustrating. that
I think
they just seem to, like the likes of Mount and Havertz, know their positions are not going to get taken away from them because they are who they are. There's no repercussions for playing shit because they got Potter as their manager, who is, it does come across like he's a bit of a wuss. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think 2 points. So I can agree with you on the point that it should be now on Potter to be benching these guys. If they are not performing,
he needs to be the man to do it.
Yeah, and that's the point I was going to come up to anyway. But my second point is, especially with Havertz and Mount, we've seen this already under Tuchel, and now we're seeing it under Potter as well. And this is just the season that the progressive decline that these players have been going through.
Yeah,
like there is no doubt there. So
do you think they're toxic? Do you think they're like toxic kind of players where they're like
no?
If they don't like the manager, then they just will drop tools.
No, it's not.
Are they those kind of players?
Harry, I think definitely Havertz probably has a bit of a toxic mentality. I'm not saying he's a toxic personality, but his mentality. He is so insecure. You know when he shushed the Chelsea fans for scoring against West Ham. It's insecure.
I hated that so much.
I think there's an element to his mentality there for me.
Yeah.
I think for me, from what we've heard from them, they do seem to be like genuine professionals. So don't get me wrong. So I don't think that's not the problem. I think it just comes down to really the mentality for both of them. So like,
but the thing is,
and if it's a mentality problem, then how can you expect the manager to change your mentality? It actually has to come from within. I think you could even also make the argument it's an ability problem. Like, don't get me wrong, Mount's ability, he can be a good player. He can be a good squad player. The problem is, that's my opinion. Obviously, you can disagree on that spot. But I just don't. But maybe he's reached his ceiling. Maybe he just reached his ceiling.
I can tell you now. There's never been a Chelsea player I've disliked more. There's never been a Chelsea player I've disliked more.
Okay, listen, I gotta address that because honestly, I have to listen. Prior to this game,
that takes a lot.
I was actually, it does take a lot. And listen, prior to this game, I was really looking forward to watching this game. I was really looking forward to watching this game.
I was so excited. I can't put into words.
Yeah, and then
I was genuinely I was giddy. I was so giddy. I was like, it feels like Champions League kind of night. Do you know what I mean? It had that vibe.
Exactly. And it, I even knew Havertz or not Havertz. I'm sorry. I even knew Mount was going to start and Havertz, but. And then it took me seeing them today and seeing that even though we have a World Cup winner in our midfield, even though we have Madueke, Mudryk, anyone, Badiashile, we have these new players still can't improve, still can't step up to the plate, still has this sense of security that like, oh, my position is secured. I don't have to worry too much. Like that's why I've been saying bench this player. But I'm at a point where, like, if you're not going to bench him, so hold on, let me just land real quick. If you're not going to bench him, get him the fuck out of the club. Get him the fuck out of the club if you're not going to bench him. Because at least if you bench him, you give him an incentive to fight back for his position. And maybe he steps up. Maybe he wakes up. Maybe he gets his fucking head out of his ass. But it's just frustrating. And look, I know you guys might not agree, but I'm willing to give Havertz a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because he's not a striker. Play him as a number 10, please. He's not scoring goals. In this game, when he dropped as a number 10, there was a bit of an improvement. But yeah, I know you guys aren't going to agree, but yeah.
No, I'm just saying very quickly, I will say it has gone on too fucking long in that position. Yeah. I have forgotten where Havertz is meant to play. Where does he play? Where did he play before he was a striker? Because he's not a striker. Where does he play?
We even know where he plays. I don't
know.
He doesn't even know.
One thing that I will add quickly.
I thought he was a centre mid. I thought when he was at Leverkusen he was a centre mid. But I'm must be sorely mistaken because now my man's fucking striking. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't get it.
What it is with me with this Havertz thing is, and like you touched on it a little bit there, is like this guy's played there for like the equivalent of about 3 or 4 seasons now, and he's learned nothing. Like Andrew brought up the chance. I think he brought up the chance that Mount created Havertz in the first half. Like, bro, Havertz is just stupid. That like any striker at any level recognizes that the cross is coming. Any striker at any level recognise the cross is coming and you need to get in position. Apart from this dumbass. Apart from this dumbass. If that's anyone else, if that's Mitrovic, if that's Haaland, if that's friggin' Matty Taylor playing in League 2, anyone in their right mind as a striker recognises that pass is coming in, that cross is coming in, and you get in position.
Yeah.
And I'm sick of hearing this.
I was a striker. I fucking knew when the ball was coming. You could see when the ball was coming. You knew the ball was coming. Anyone could see the ball was coming.
I'm not hearing this out of position thing anymore, right? For anyone, not anyone, but especially for Mount.
He's played as a striker long enough to fucking know when the ball's coming in.
He's played as a striker long enough. Mount has played in attacking areas for long enough. Also with Mount as well. If you want him to be an attacking
number, Mount's out of position as well. Havertz and Mount are both out of position apparently.
Do you know
that's what does my nutting. That's what does my nutting about fucking Minerals, fucking Dosser, fucking Johnny Minerals. Is that he doesn't fucking know what out of position means clearly because it doesn't matter where he is. He's always out of fucking position.
No, Harry. Do you know what the funniest thing about it is with Mount, right? The funniest thing about it is these morons. What these morons don't realise, right, is that just no matter whether he plays as a 10 or as an attacking 8, which is what they think he is, he still needs to have a weight of pass, vision, positioning, understanding of link up play, understanding of hold up, which he doesn't have. So how is he going to have those? So he doesn't have any of the above. What makes you think he's going to work as a number 8 and attacking number 8?
Scott? Just like that, right?
Yeah. Don't take it off, bro.
I need to head out.
Who is that?
Mount to Ziyech.
Wait, Ahmed, what are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
I'm saying I need to head out.
This dude's on a counter-attack, fam. This dude's on a fucking counter-attack.
But you already know Johnny. You already know Johnny would be like fucking. Oh, you can see what he's going for. You could see what he's going for.
Like even here, first of all, my first issue with this is he had all this space up here, right, to keep going. Right, and then drag it back when you're here, and the rest of the attack are already in the box. So you drag it back early, and then you can't even complete a switch.
He made the pass way too quick. He draws the touch back. If you go back, you'll see where he lays it off to himself. He goes past that defender there. He needs to wait 2 more seconds before he makes the pass, or at least a second, before. But he does it, puts it, and then immediately does it. He needs to wait 1 more second because obviously that fucking defender's going to see that coming a mile away, isn't he?
But what frustrates me is you could go in this direction and he could still get it, or you can actually lob the ball properly.
I was going to say just fucking loft it for Christ's sake.
Yes,
what's wrong with you?
The fact that it got intercepted.
Get underneath it.
No, he's just brain dead. That's what it is, and this is Mount, and this is what I'm done with. This.
I will say probably defensively. I never defend Mount, but I will say that if I had to defend him as to why he is the way he is, I'd say, and Marshall, my view on Mount more or less is I'm sick of him. I am sick of him because I think he gets too. I think he gets too coddled. Too mollycoddled by the media, by everyone no one else can be bullied except Mount. But the one thing I'll defend is I think the expectations of him has gone to his head way too much, and I don't think he could handle it. I just don't think he can handle it, and you could say that's obviously not the sign of a true professional footballer, and that's his fault. That's my one thing that I can defend him about. I think if I had to defend him is that I just think it's gotten too much for him. He's won back-to-back Player of the Year undeservedly, I think, for the last year.
Last year, yeah.
Last year's one, yeah.
Both years were undeserved.
I think
I cannot even remember the year before, to be honest.
The year before should have been Silva or Mendy, and last year should have been Silva.
Yeah. But if I had to defend him, I would say it's just got too much for him, and I tell you what doesn't help is the likes of Johnny and everyone else, the media, everyone that just defends him so blindly. it makes it so easy for him to be shit. And it's like, well, I'm fucking Minerals Mason, Money Mason Mount. I can do whatever I want. I'm never going to lose my position ever in this squad. I can do what I want, and there's no repercussions. I can have an off day, which these days it's every single day. I can't remember really. Can anyone remember the last time he had like a standout good game, like an exceptional game?
The last time he had, you know what's mad? The last time I can remember praising him for a good game was a Champions League game. I can't remember what game it was. It was one of the first games on the podcast. And do you know why we praised him or why I praised him? Because he did the basics right. That's what we got.
Yes. Oh my
God.
God.
Do you know the last time I overly praised the player for doing the basics right was Marcus Alonso. That's the levels we've reached here. I remember what I said earlier. I've never in my life, as far as I can remember, disliked the player more. Bring back Morata, bring back Alonso, bring back all of them over
Marcus
this guy.
Alonso runs down the wing for Marcus. He runs down the wing for me. In my mind, he does. I miss him every day.
Go ahead.
Harry, I just wanted to touch on that because this is where we get on. This is where we're supposed to get on Potter as a fan base. He's the guy with the master's degree in emotional intelligence. He's supposed to be the people guy. He has to read the situation. We're seeing as fans that this guy clearly has no ounce of confidence left in his body and his mind. How can he not see that? He just has to remove him. And at the end of the day, the main thing for me is Johnny Minerals is not going to stop. The British journalists are not going to stop with the defences. None of them are going to stop. So you need to take this into your own hands and protect the player. That's the main thing. You have to protect the player because these other people aren't doing it. They might think they're acting in the interest of the player. They're really not.
No. And do you know the funny thing as well with Johnny, I've noticed, is that he's always been one of his thing when he first started, and believe me, I got pushed onto Johnny when he was like just on the scene because he's a mate of a mate of a mate through Chelsea Fan TV. And he used to come on doing like fan cams and all that. And it I don't know, obviously, like he's known for saying like back the fucking gaffer and all that, back the manager and all that sort of stuff. But now it's back the players. It's back the players. Don't back the gaffer. Potter.
Oh no, Harry!
He'll say it in so many words that he sounds like he's not fucking the manager off. Do you know what I mean? But he'll say. He hasn't said back the gaffer for fucking ages, and if he does, it's to save his back. Do you know what I mean?
It's not Tuchel.
It's because he loved Tuchel. We all love Tuchel, but he's gone.
Yeah,
it was always back the gaffer with him because he only started his like YouTube and all that sort of stuff during Tuchel's period.
Yeah.
But now it's Potter. Now it's Potter. It's no longer back the gaffer, it's back the players. It's not exclusively don't back the gaffer, but it is exclusively back the players, which is...
It's not though.
It's so annoying.
I like. It's back the players I like.
Yeah.
And
but he's also always said, I will never slag any players off in the past, but he will openly slag off Jorghino and Ziyech and Pulisic and all that sort of shit.
I was going to say, like this,
you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
The guy is everything. The guy is everything he has. Like, and I always revert back to what I remember him saying. The first guy he ever gunned for that I can remember is Rory Jennings.
Yeah, he's always not liked him. Yeah.
And the thing that he said was like he's for clickbait, he's the brown envelope, he's all this and all that, and Johnny might he might not be brown envelope yet, but he will be for sure one day. But at the very least, everything's for clickbait. That is essentially what it is. But going back to what I was saying, it's essentially people like him that give Mount that, and there is 100% guarantee that Mount knows who Johnny is at this point. He's seen. He knows fucking 100%. No, 100 fucking percent. 100% he knows who Johnny is at least once. And he's seen Johnny's thing and thought, would you just shut the fuck up, please? Because you're putting so much pressure on my back. I guarantee you he's not a fan of John. No. I guarantee you, Mount, if anything, doesn't like Johnny. He doesn't like Johnny, like that kind of person. Because it's like,
break his heart.
I know. I guarantee you, Mount is like, I know I was shit today, but you fucking clown, keep backing me for no reason. I'm not gonna suck your dick. Just give up. Like it's just frustrating. It really is just frustrating.
Then, yeah, we'll go backstage.
I don't know why he wants to go backstage now. Anyways.
So I landed my minerals. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm trying to say though? Like fucking give it a rest. Man. He's not gonna fucking shag you. Jesus Christ.
I can't. No, but like I think you have a point. I mean, he must know that there's this huge fan base of people that back him no matter what. And it's
there is no way he doesn't know who Johnny Minerals is. There's no way. There's no way.
And it does add pressure to the player. I feel that is unnecessary because I'm not gonna lie. Like I think part of the reason that a lot of this animosity towards Mount, a lot of it is fueled by these fan bases that defend him no matter what. And the same thing goes for
it's the Johnnies, it's the Johnnies, and it's the journalists.
Yeah. And same thing. I'm not gonna lie. The same thing goes for Jorghino too. There was times where there were Jorghino defenders. Well, it's not as often as Mount, right? But like there was times when Jorghino would have a shit game, and then his defenders would come out in waves and just defend Jorghino no matter what. But it's just nah. But it's just what I'm trying to say is that it's nothing compared to what it is like with Mason Mount right now. And it's just,
you know how many fail comps I saw.
I would pay to see a fucking one-on-one conversation between Johnny and Mount. I really would. I really would. Special. Do you know what? Johnny would come. Special. He would come his pants. Honestly, he fucking would.
No, wait.
If he didn't try and molest him, I don't know what else he would try and do. Honestly, it's that level. It's that level. I think he would. Right. He'd try and shag him. He would.
You know that show Between Two Ferns with the guy from It'd be like that. It'd be that really awkward conversation.
Galifianakis, what's his fucking name?
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah.
It'd be a really awkward interview between the both.
It would, because Mount would be Zach in the sense of like, I don't want to fucking be here at all.
But
get me out, get me away from
guys. I mean, in your opinion, did you guys miss Jorghino today? Because I'm not trying to say like, oh, I miss Jorghino in general. Like, I was happy that once we got Enzo, I was happy like, all right, cool, Jorghino needs to go anyways. It's not that big of a deal. Like, I think he's part of I think he needed to be transitioned out. I'm surprised we're still gonna try to stick with Conte, but at the end of the day, it is what it is with the whatever Bowley and Bali want to do, and Potter, whatever he wants to decide on what players stay. But like, I feel like today, having Gallagher in that pivot, I think we really needed a Jorghino to really like sit back and support Enzo. I think Enzo would have been probably playing a lot better. I'm not saying he wasn't good. I think he was great today, but I think he could have even been even better and more attacking wise if we had a Jorghino in that pivot with him. I think we missed Jorghino today, and we don't really have a true natural six.
I disagree. I don't think we missed him. I think today showed that he was never the problem.
That's the main.
Or wasn't the main problem? I'll say then.
But so going back to what we were saying earlier about someone that commented saying that Zakaria and Kante either side of Enzo. What would you say to that?
No,
I don't mind that.
Or like a variation of that three. I think
the thing is they have to have the discipline.
My midfield three going forward would be Enzo and Zakaria in the pivot. That's my midfield going forward if everyone's fit.
Who?
So Zakaria and Enzo in the pivot, and Felix is the 10.
Yeah,
that's my midfield going forward if everyone's fit.
Enzo and Zakaria.
Yeah, because the thing with and why I don't think
Do you not put it? Say a fully fit Kante, does he not make your 11 at all?
No.
Really?
No, because
because the issue with Kante is that he's just not fit. Are you one of those people that see him as a bit of a liability, underlying liability, like it's not addressed enough?
It's not the liability thing. The thing with me for Kante, and you saw this, you saw this a lot under or at times with Kovacic and with others when Jorghino wasn't playing, is he doesn't want to sit. And I think the thing with Enzo, the way you're going to get the best out of him is if you have someone who's going to act as a double pivot, where he will sit sometimes, definitely, but he also wants to get forward and make an impact in the final third. If you have Kante in your team, that's not happening because he won't sit.
I don't disagree. I think
it's not because I don't think Kante's good. It's because I think that he doesn't fit with Enzo in terms of like getting the best out of him. It's the same reason as why I didn't think him and Kovacic worked. Is because yes, you can. It works in terms of a sense of like it will be feasible, but then you're not getting the best out of Kovacic in the same way you won't get the best out of Fernandes. Like that's why I think Zakaria works better because he is used to sitting. He can do both. He can sit, but he can also like push up. Like the best midfield three may end up being what Carlitos put, but I need to see some of Santos first to actually determine whether that's the case. But yeah, it's just a fit thing with me with Kante. It's a similar thing to like why I don't think Kovacic would work because it's just a fit thing, really.
And you know what? This is where I was kind of getting at with the Jorghino statement that I made is that I feel like out of all our midfielders, Jorginho's always been the one that's been disciplined enough to stay back and be the number 6. Whereas I rate Kante. I think Kante when we get back, where our level is going to completely, I think Kante coming back is going to help us tremendously. But I think he doesn't. I think he lacks.
He's been gone so long. He's been gone so long. I feel like we forget what he adds to the team.
Yeah.
But the thing is, before he got injured, he was already kind of injured anyway. And he was on the downward spiral, and his performances weren't good because he couldn't keep up with the play. And that's where he was letting the team down, and he was letting the team down more towards the time he got injured than he was before. When he was in like his regular form, he was unbelievable, but it only was just before he got injured that we started to see like the cracks in his play because he wasn't 100% fit, and like it seemed inevitable that the injury was coming. But now he's been gone for so long. Sorry, but now he's going so long. It seems like literally forever that he's been gone. I've forgotten how much of an impact as well, and he's one of my favourite players. I've forgotten how much of an impact he makes on the team, and even just his presence being on when he's on form, the whole team's on form. I feel.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to bring up. Is you said when he's on form, he hasn't been on form for most part of the last calendar year. But
because he'd be close to injury. He's had like picked up an injury and he's been trying to wane his way through it.
Came back from injury, he was not good. Like even when he came back,
he was recovering. I do agree. He was recovering from the same hamstring injury that he's out for right now.
He wasn't good though, bro. And this is my point. Is like everyone can say, oh, when he's fit, but when he's fit, what type of Kante are we getting? Are we getting the Kante from 2 years ago? Are we getting the Kante
Texas
from
isn't wrong here. We can't talk about
I do agree for sure.
Are we getting Kante from 2-3 years ago? Or are we getting Kante from what I've seen this calendar year? Which like the last good game, the last great game up before Tottenham, I can genuinely remember he had was against Lille. There was a couple in between that I'm forgetting. I know I am, but he's genuinely this calendar year had about 5 to 7 good games, great games max.
Yeah,
at what point do you just go like this isn't Kante anymore? This just isn't like this. Just isn't
the Real Madrid game at the Bernabeu is a particular one for me because everyone was saying before that game, big game Kante, let's bring him in, and like I don't want to be I try not to be harsh on him because that first leg killed us with Mendy and Christensen and all that. And Lukaku missing the chance. But Kante was liable in that game for not letting us proceed through the Champions League. And, as much as we miss and as much as we may think we forget what he can bring, we also need to ground ourselves and realize he is 31. He is on a decline physically and as a player with his ability.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, if by what you mean is that he's down on the decline in his physical ability is because of previous injuries that he's had, because, and again, he is of the caliber of quality of a Thiago Silva. I think, like, on his day, you could put him in the realms of Thiago Silva. Like, in their position, he is as good as Thiago Silva in his position on their day. Sure. And Thiago Silva's nearly 40 fucking years old. But the issue is that Thiago Silva didn't have the injuries that Kante has had. At least I don't think he has he?
It's literally just the on their day part, because I agree. I do agree with that on their day, but how often is on their day?
I know, I get what you mean, but but the issue with Kante on his day is it's so varied and so few and far between because of his injuries. It's so few and far between because of his injuries, whereas Thiago Silva, it's his best game every game. For me, at least for me, from my perspective, I just think, fuck me, this guy's the I might not be clued up on centre-backs, but can you name me, I want to say, like 3 centre-backs that are better than Thiago Silva right now? Are there literally 3 or 4 centre-backs better than Thiago Silva? And considering his age being nearly 39, if he isn't already, he's 38, turning 39. Yeah, he's turning 39 soon. Bearing in mind his age, it's mental, isn't it? That you could argue that he's in the conversation for like one of the best centre backs in the world right now.
Collie do Collie Polymeros. Yeah.
No.
No, I can't really name another
unless
one.
I'm not well versed on fucking FIFA 23 or whatever and who's got the good cards at the moment. But like, apart from that, I couldn't name you. I'm sure there's like some like younger guys in other teams than that, but like still,
Vardiol is probably the only one that comes to mind. Other than Vardiol, that's not even. It's debatable if he's better.
Is he considered?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who is the best centre back at the moment in the world?
I think Silva is.
Probably might be.
So I'm not delusional when I'm putting him in the conversation of like.
I don't think so. And even if it is delusional, it's very arguable.
Could Thiago Silva could he be the best centre back in the world right now? I feel like the competition for centre back isn't that good at the moment. It's not.
I think he's on his level. There's not really anyone I'd say is better. Like I put. Based on the season they've had, if I'm just talking this league, based on the seasons they've had,
Van Dijk at the moment for sure.
I wasn't putting Van Dijk up there. I was going to say that the top 3 for me in the league currently this season would be
Saliba?
what are their names?
Saliba for sure.
Yeah,
do you think more people would rate Saliba more than Thiago Silva?
I don't know. Like that's why I say I don't necessarily think.
And if so, I guarantee it's because he's like the new kid on the block kind of thing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
It's like, fucking Saliba's amazing, isn't he? Like that kind of thing. It's just like, whereas Thiago Silva, again, you have to bear in mind he's nearly 40 fucking years old, and I think going back to Kante. The issue with him is it's like he's nearly 30 years old. I'm nearly 30 years old, and I feel pretty. Mate, I'm rusty. I feel like shit at nearly. I'm 27, and I ache. I cannot imagine what Thiago fucking. Cracks. I cannot imagine what Thiago Silva feels like. Honestly, I bet he feels like shit. And if he doesn't, then that is a testament to his team, his fitness squad. Obviously, we have like the Chelsea fitness team, which let's be honest, isn't very good fucking right now. Right
now,
he must have his own personal squad, like his own professional private squad that he has that like keeps him fit.
He has his own regiment.
He cannot rely on Chelsea's fitness squad because until either Cannavaro or whatever fucking name is comes back.
Cannavaro.
Is it Cannavaro? What is it?
No, it's Canero, bro.
Camero?
I think or something like that. It's not Cannavaro.
You think It's got a V in it.
It has something got a V, but I can't remember what it is.
Eva.
Something like that. I can't remember.
Eva Canero.
I knew who you were talking about.
But,
I knew.
But I could have sworn she like teased like a tweet that she was coming back to the Chelsea squad or something.
It
was a joke. It was a joke, wasn't it?
She's literally just in London.
Yeah.
Bastard. We need her back. We need her back.
Right now we have like the fucking Planet Fitness fucking medical team. Jesus Christ, it's terrible.
What was it? Mudryk went off with a cold, didn't he? He had a cold.
Yeah.
No, not off with a cold.
On the stream, everyone was commenting saying, what was it? Has Mudryk gone off injured? All that sort of shit. And I was like, I don't know. It just didn't
make sense.
I don't know.
Just like,
he didn't look like he picked up anything. Nothing came up on the screen. Nothing like that. And then after the game, Potter was like, "Yeah, he's just got a cold." He was a shadow of himself on the Liverpool game. Can I just say he looked awful.
I don't blame him on that.
I don't think it's his fault.
But at the same time, you say like he had Cucurella down the left hand side. He didn't have much to fucking work with. Today. I feel like Chilwell and Mudryk link up is going to to be something different. It's going to be disgusting.
Because I don't know what's going on with Cucurella.
How long's that going to take?
I refuse to believe that Cucurella is this bad of a player. Like he was Brighton's player this season. He put us in a spliff when we played him last season. Like this kid, there's a good player there. I've seen it, but I don't know. I guess today maybe something personal happened.
I feel like I've already kind of forgotten how good of a player Cucurella can be.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
I feel like we were just given a pile of shit for what was it? 60 million. I don't want to be harsh, but like I can't remember. I'm sure I could if I saw like replays of like games gone by before we bought him, but we've had him for what feels like ages already. We haven't had him. We haven't had him nearly a year yet, have we? It's not even been a year, and it already feels like it's been 3 years. And I'm looking, thinking like, what do you even fucking do for the team? Like,
just gotta watch the comps again.
He always does my tits in, and the fucking compilations.
You have to watch the comps again from when he joined Chelsea.
So annoying.
The videos. This is why Chelsea wanted Cucurella. Watch those again. You remember? But like with the team, I now that we've had this out, we've kind of just vented and kind of got our frustrations out. Oh. I do want to see what Potter does in the next 2-3 games this month, February, pretty much with the team. I want to see how we play in the Champions League. I want to see, because there has to come a point, right, where he plays João Felix, he plays Madueke, he plays Mudryk, he plays Enzo with a proper midfielder, plays his most fit squad, Reece and Chilwell on the way on the left back. Raheem Sterling comes back. There has to come a point where he has to see. He can't justify benching these players for Gallagher, for Mason Mount, for Havertz. There has to be a point where he's pinned to the wall and he's being forced to play these players and bench those players I just said. So I'm hoping maybe that'll be an eye-opening moment this February with these players. What are you saying, Oliver?
I will say I can understand today if it was one of Gallagher or Mount, because literally our only other fit midfielder who was on the bench was Carney. So obviously Kante's injured; he's injured forever. Kovacic just picks up injuries all the time. I'm at my wit's end with him. He probably needs to go in the summer. I can't even lie. And the performance
he's getting frustrating too. Yeah,
the performances haven't been good either this season. Zakaria has been injured. Which is a shame because he was really good. The only one fit was Carney, and you could argue that Carney should have played in that midfield, but you still have to have one of Gallagher or Mount. So a problem still persists, but starting both of them definitely a mistake.
Yeah, it's frustrating to see it, and like you guys said, we're all tired of it. We all are. I mean, if you like Mount and you're a defender of Mount, like surely there comes a point where you pay close attention to him in these games, and you're seeing.
I'm seeing on Twitter, even some of his fans on Twitter are starting to turn to it now.
Fucking deserve.
And you know what?
Not
it's good because
It's not the extremists, it's not your Johnnies, but there are people that I know as Mount fans. They are saying, "Okay, enough's enough now."
Even the
like,
big
what are we
accounts,
doing
Oliver. Even the big accounts. Yeah. So it's just like there has to come a point where like you gotta. There's no Jorghino's not here anymore. Are you gonna blame it on Kova? And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna blame it on Enzo? You know what I mean? Like. It's annoying and it's shameless, but I'm hopefully the people viewing this, us here on the panel, are smart. I mean, you guys obviously are. That's why you're on the panel. Are smart enough to see these deficiency in the players and not put it on someone else. Like we've seen multiple fans on Twitter and all that stuff do. So it's just I'm really hopeful that maybe there will come a point where Potter's hands are tied and he has to play these players, and he has to be forced to bench Mason, Havertz, and what the fuck? That threw me off so hard. I was like, did a YouTube video just turn on in the background or something?
That song's a banger, by the way.
It is. I'll play it again. There you go.
Yeah.
Have you not heard it?
No.
It's the Enzo Fernandez song that they. When they announce it. I'm so sorry for cutting you off.
No, it's fine, Harry. I'm not gonna lie. Like
I might as well go.
Replay it back, clip it. It looked like I thought I was going to heven. I thought,
this is the music.
Enzo Fernandez, we're going to heaven. We're in hell. We spent enough time here in hell. We're ascending. That's what I thought was happening. I'm not gonna lie to you, but. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how much more we can ring out Mason Mount, Havertz, and Gallagher today. I think you guys get it. So let's hope next time we play, which is I think our next game is a Champions League match, isn't it?
No, it's West Ham away.
West Ham, and then it's Dortmund.
On February the 11th.
Okay,
so return of Mudryk. The return of Felix, sorry.
Yeah,
Felix is coming back too. That's exciting. I do want to see
West Ham on the 11th, then Dortmund on the 15th.
Yeah.
So we'll be back here Sunday for sure to talk about Chelsea news and all the other stuff that has happened. Carlito, we'll probably talk about that on Sunday, to be honest. And then, we'll do our Sunday show, the Casually Chelsea show, and then we'll be back again an hour after the game to talk about that'll be on Saturday. Wednesday we'll be back as well, but Saturday we'll be talking about West Ham and Chelsea. And hopefully, please, I don't want to draw to the mighty West Ham at 17th place. Please, like let's get a W.
You realize it's a draw or a loss. We're not winning.
We need to start winning. We need to talk about not losing there. Do you remember last season 3-2?
Don't remind me. Please do not remind me. That was the worst. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
we need to talk about not losing. Forget drawing. Forget drawing, man. Honestly.
My days, man. It was peak, but yeah, we'll talk about that game on Saturday, guys. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our streams whenever they come on. Check out the links in the description for our Discord, Harry's channel, Winter Surfer's Twitter, all the good stuff. Sarcasm City. I'm sending you guys over to Sarcasm City on a raid. Make sure you let them know that you came from the Casually Chelsea, the casuals. Go invade them. And you guys have a wonderful night. Hopefully you feel better from this performance. Trust me. We will free Enzo. We will save Enzo. You guys have a wonderful fucking night. Stay casual. Peace.